Hi, this is Sheri Ann Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com, and what you're looking at is the Cricut Explore Air. Now, I do need to tell you, I did receive this item at a discount. I was not asked to leave a review, however. I am part of one of the Cricut beta testing programs, but that has nothing to do with the machine, but that is part of why I'm doing the project today. Now, this is my iPad Pro, and I have Cricut Design Space right here. I'm just going to open up the app. And these are 3 different projects that I have created. And I'm going to do the cow today. So as you can see, both of the items that I used to create the cow card came from the Cricut Access. I can customize, or I can make it now. Now, I have already customized this, so we're going to go with, well, let me see. Okay, we're going to hit replace, and we're going to pull this up on the mat. Now, I could have gone into edit, and I could have pulled up something here on the side, and I could have edited this. But like I said, I have already created this, and I will show you in another video how to do that. But for today, we're just going to do the cow card. So over here, I have all the different colors of paper that I'm going to need to create this card. And we're going to start right here with this top piece. Okay, so my first piece of paper is green. I have already put this on the mat. I'm going to line this mat up right under these guides. I'm going to make sure that I have this set over here to cardstock, which I do. And then I'm going to load. Okay, now my mat is loaded. And so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come back here to my iPad, and I'm going to press the go button. Okay, and we're going to let it load. And as soon as this is loaded and ready to go, oh, okay, hold on. I have to actually connect my device. So I'm sorry, it says no device connected. It asks if you want to search. So I will connect my device. Okay, now it's still trying to go. So we're going to wait until, see my little Cricut light flashing? I'm just going to press that. The machine's going to do the rest. Okay, so it has finished cutting. Now I'm going to press this button again to unload the mat. And then I'm going to gently, normally you would lay this on a flat surface. I'm going to gently peel the mat away from the paper. This was a very thin paper, so it's wanting to stick to the mat a little bit. So I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, so I've loaded the next mat. I have actually set this to paper because this is a thinner paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and start the mat. We're going to let this cut out, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the rest of the pieces of this. And then we will be back to assemble this on camera. One thing that I did learn, if you have trouble cutting a piece of material, if you back it up and you go to a lighter material and you score it, then sometimes you can come back and get the cut you want, because the green sheet of paper was actually thicker than a cardstock, but it was thinner than the light cardstock, so I backed it up to the paper setting. I scored it, and then I came back to the light cardstock and I cut it. Now I'm just going to press this button, and unload this mat. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, but I have my cow outline. So like I said, I'm going to lay this down before I finish this. And just pull this off, but I'm going to put it on a piece of paper. And my design, I'm sorry. I'm going to put this on a solid surface. And then I'm going to peel this piece of paper back. And then my design will come right off. Okay, so I'm actually making the last cut that I'm going to be making with the Cricut. And when this comes out of the machine, I will disconnect the iPad. I will shut the machine off, and then we're going to start the assembly of the project. Okay, so now I have all my pieces cut out, and I'm going to begin the assembly process of putting all of these pieces together. I think I'm going to start with my cow. Now, my happy birthday did not come out perfectly. The two of the letters actually came off, but that's okay because I'm going to fix that with some glue. So I'm going to start with the cow's face, and I'm just using plain old glue for this because this is just paper and cardstock. I'm just going to put the glue on. If you're wondering what the pen is for, some of these pieces are very, very small. And I feel like using the pen to spread the glue on some of these pieces is actually a better option. Than trying to use the tip of the glue bottle. Okay, so I'm going to go I'm going to do it like that so you can see what I'm doing with this pen. And then I'm just going to flip this over, and we're going to do the first ear on the cow. This is the tedious work. Okay. Going to get that second ear, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it. Right there. Okay. And I already have the glue on the face, so I've got it spread out pretty well. Looks like I got a small spot down here I missed, but that's okay. I'm going to flip this over and position it where I want it. Now the horns, I think, will be okay to use the tip of the glue bottle. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Then I'm just going to glue those on. Okay. I think I got a little too much glue on that one, so I'll just use the pen to kind of spread it and pull that excess off. Oops, and I actually did that on the wrong side. How do you like that? Okay, so I'm going to wipe the glue off while it's still damp. And then there may still be, well, not quite enough. So that's a tip for you. Make sure you have these positioned the right way before you start with the glue. Okay, did that pretty good. Okay, put that ear on, or I mean horn. Then I'm just going to press these so I know they make a good connection. I actually have two very small eyes over here, and I'm not sure where those went, so I'm going to look for those. Okay, I found the eyes, and I am definitely going to use the pen. I think I'm going to do it like this, because I really only want a small drop. There we go. I'm just barely going to touch that on that eye, and then try to position it where I want it. Might have actually been easier, and I think we're going to back up and do it this way. To put the dots of glue on the cow itself where I wanted those eyes. You have to be careful when you do this, because you will get like this huge glob of glue. I think I want one eye right there. I think I want the other eye right there. Okay. So now I'm just going to pick these up and try to position them where I have that spot of glue. That one is wanting to stick to my hands. This does take a little bit of time. I like to give myself a 2 or 3 hour window when I am doing any of this, just because it can be very, very tedious. Okay. I'm going to use the tip of my scissors to position those. So there's our cow. Now all I have to do is get the glue, and again I think the pin is going to come in handy, because I'm going to put a little glue in some of the bigger areas, and then I'm going to use the pin to kind of help me spread it. Because we definitely want all of this glued down well. We don't want any of it coming off. I'm just going to kind of run the HA and get a little glue on it that way. And then the first thing I'm going to do is start with the larger lettering and get it positioned. Then I'll grab my HA. And this is correct by the design. These letters do not actually touch the HA and the PPY, and I'm not sure why, but I can see the indentations down here where these letters are supposed to go. Although you can kind of push them together a little bit more if you want to. Now I'm just going to let this dry because of course my glue will dry clear. But there's my cow. And while that's going on, I'm going to start deciding how I want to assemble the back of this. Okay, oops. These are wanting to stick together a little bit. And if you're wondering why I used green, it's because my daughter's favorite color is green. And she likes cows. So, I was trying to create a card that she would like. Now I'm going to just flip that over. And then I can take the pieces off exactly the way they're going to be glued. And start adding the glue. Does not take a lot of glue because the glue of course spreads. I think the hardest part is holding the cardstock while you're applying the glue. Okay, so I've got that one done. Did get a little glue on my table because I forgot to put my craft mat down. So I'll just wipe it up. And then I'm going to position this. Just going to use my fingers to tap that down. Okay. And so there's my first piece. And I'm going to get my second piece picked up here. There we go. And again, any glue that got on the table I'm going to wipe up before I bring my other piece back here, just because I don't want this piece sticking to the table while I'm working. Okay. I'm going to get my next piece. This one has a lot of little pieces to it. Again, I'm just going to wipe off any of the obvious glue. Make sure it's facing the right way before you put it down. I actually think I ended up gluing the wrong side, which is okay. I'm going to flip this over, and I will put this piece on top. Be careful of that, because if I didn't have a piece to go on top of this, I would be wiping glue off. And I think I'm going to be wiping a little bit of glue anyway. But this actually worked. And then I'm just going to take this Kleenex and I'm just going to kind of dab. What I'm really doing is pressing all of this down and together. Okay. So there is the main piece. And now I'm going to add my cow. Put some glue on my cow. You don't want, even in these bigger areas where you could really glob with glue, you don't want to do that. Okay. Right, so there's my cow. And now I just need to decide where and how I want to position that cow. Okay. I think I want it just about right there. So that's the design. Okay, now I've noticed a piece right up here that is sticking up and does not have enough glue, so I put a little glue on my pin, and I'm just going to go up underneath of that with that glue. Then I'm going to press it down. Now I have a pre-made card because I wanted this shiny surface that I don't know if you can see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to add glue. I'm going to be a little more liberal with my glue because of the thickness of this. Okay. Then I'm going to get my card down here and turn this over. And I'm going to position it. Now, one thing that I like to do, just to make sure that I get a really good adherence of this, is I like to set something heavy on this and leave it set for several hours to overnight. And that way I know that the glue is making really, really good contact. But there you go. It was really easy. Of course, you could add other embellishments if you wanted. You could add the little googly eyes, which I may end up doing before it's done. You could, of course, add other things to the card. And there are many, many options here. But this is the basic card, the way that I created it. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching and have a great night.